Welcome, and let's get started with the first class. I got my oils, now what? I'm going to go over some easy things that you can do to start implementing this into your everyday life because this is not something that we're just used to, right? We've been trained a different way. So I'm going to give you the little tips and tricks. Alrighty. So, okay. So you probably either started with a healthy start kit, a healthy habits kit, healthy essentials, or the healthy home. Either way, I want to tell you first, right off, grab yourself a reference guide. Um, I have all of these, and you can also look on your phone, like the Essential Life has an app on the phone. It's great to use. Um, I use that on my phone often. And then the other thing you may not have known, the top right corner, you may not have known that you can use them for emotions, but the more specific you are, like I feel alone or I feel frustrated, you can see which oils will actually help shift that emotion and help that area of your brain. And then the other things I wanted to say is the Advanced Oil Magic and the Essential Oils Made Simple are my favorites, just because they're a little bit more specific. So I'll give you an example here. Now all of these work kind of the same. They're like your dictionary and encyclopedia, and they'll have a section on the essential oils singles, and then they'll have a section on the blends, and then they'll go through like systems of the body and stuff. And in the beginning of like the Advanced Oil Magic, you'll see simple solutions. And if it can be remedied quickly, it'll be listed there. And then sometimes it'll say, like first say, I don't know, IBS or something. It'll say go to page, blah, blah, blah. And then it'll turn to the back. And here it'll have different things and a protocol for you to do that. This is research that has been put together by doctors, and it's not written by a certain author. It's just compiled research from studies, right? And it'll say like 2 to 6 months or 1 to 2 weeks or however long it'll take, right? So as you can see, here's some snippets that I took. Like on the top right, this is where you might look alphabetically through the oils and you see frankincense and geranium, shows you some uses, that it could be used for, and some properties. So like you might be using it for gallbladder. And then it also says like, oh, anti-inflammatory or, whatever. On the bottom right, this is just showing you like the chapters. So you can actually look at stress and managing stress and reducing toxic load or things like that. And you can see right there, chapter 3, single oils, oil blends, and supplements. And then on the left, this is like if you look up like some kind of thing, remedy, and it's telling you the oils that you can use. So it's listing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And remember, I told you you don't need all 7. You can just try 1 or 2. And then on the right, it's telling you, or below that, it's telling you other solutions that you could do. If it may not be an oil, you could use the vapor stick or beadlets or, PB Assist, whatever they say. Then they're going to go specifically 7 drops, blah, 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 rub it here, put it there, 2 drops of this. It's telling you exactly what to put in a capsule and such. So this is why I like these kind of approaches. Those two really go into that a little bit more. Now, the other thing I'll say is you will forget to use them if you don't put them where you're going to need them. And this happens all the time. So this is little pictures that I took around my house. This is my desk. If I turn my laptop, that is exactly what's in the corner. My mug with my pens, and you'll see my oils that I use like in my waters and stuff like that. Okay, I put them where I'm going to be. This is a kitchen drawer. This is my kitchen counter. This is my nightstand. You want to put your stickers on it, and usually all of my things have stickers, but there's a couple that don't. I might have either just swapped it out, or on my nightstand, I actually know the order I keep them in. So even if I forget to put my diffuser on, I can, in the middle of the night, grab my cup of water, put it in there, and I can know which oil I want. So place them where you use them or you will forget. Even if, I have been using my supplements for years on the bottom left, but I don't know if I put them in my counter cabinets. I don't know if I would, use them as often. So we keep them on the counter. It keeps us reminding and accountable. So questions that pop up would be like oil safety. Is there anything I shouldn't mix together? how exactly do I use it? And oh, I ran out of this. How do I get it? So essential oils are just plants, right? Think of it like a salad. One is not better than the other. They're all going to be healthy for you. Each oil has many uses, right? You can use a tomato for kind of, all these different things. Well, so can you with oils. Um, One problem, on the other hand, can be addressed by many oils. So when you see that list of 8, you don't need all 8. Just start with what you have. If you have 1 or 2 or 3, pick the one that you like the best. And then if it doesn't work, go from there. Don't get overwhelmed. I say go with the one that you like best because usually you'll gravitate to what your body actually needs. It's talking to you, it's making you crave it, right? And you do have an instinct. So follow your instinct. You will know what's right for your family. Mamas get nervous, new mamas, and I just tell them you have a mother instinct. You will know when you're making a roller and up 2 drops feels good. Just stop. Just do what you feel. It won't hurt you, and you can always do more, right? I would tell my kids because I didn't want to just hold their hand and totally take that away from them. I wanted them to be intuitive for themselves. So, I would say try what you think is best. And if it doesn't work in 5 to 10 minutes, use a different oil and go from there. And I would tell them, smell it. Tell me what you feel is better for you. They're going to know for them better than me. They were teenagers, so I was just getting the hang of it. But the same is true for you. So the power of diffusing oils. Remember, I told you that nerve that, runs through our body and runs through our brain and helps our whole body. When we smell things, it changes how we feel. You can recall memories and have a shift immediately, right? So with your diffuser, I just want to say they're all going to have a water line. So fill it to that water line and don't go above it. You'll see that the water will be moving, but you won't really get the effect. It really won't diffuse properly. So you could just dump some out if that happens. It won't break it. And then put 4 to 10 drops in your diffuser, depending on the oil you're using. Lavender is really light, so you probably need a bunch if it's a big room or, a bedroom. But if you're using peppermint or something, you probably only need 1 or 2. So, you can figure it out. I would say I have fancy little cute vases that I fill up and put next to my diffusers. Put in my bedroom, I just have a funky cup. It's not even anything cute, but I like to find cute things for bathrooms and stuff like that. But keep it there because it's easier than unplugging and running the diffuser to somewhere. It's just easy to do that. Sometimes in my living room and my dining room and stuff like that, I'll just fill a pitcher and then go to each one of them and fill it up real quick. But it's easier to do that, especially by your bedside, right? And then, okay, I should have cut this out, but you do not have to clean it every 1 to 2 weeks. If that was the case, mine would all be broken. And I think most of us just would give up. I don't know anybody that cleans it that often. Honestly, I probably maybe clean it 3 times a year, probably 2. Now, sometimes I'm not going to say that I don't wipe it out more. Certain oils, say like On Guard, it's a blend and it has some heavy oils in it. Sometimes after I do On Guard for several runs, you'll see a film at the bottom. And so I will just take a cloth and wipe it out. And I also, between when I'm using On Guard or one that I know like vetiver is heavy, between putting, letting it run before I put more in it, I will just run it with water and let it mix up that and kind of clean it naturally. So you can do that as well. But yeah, I promise you, it won't break if you don't clean it that often, but it will run better if you do clean it every so often, right? Now there's a difference with doTERRA ones, and I will tell you that, but I just want to say have fun. This is something to experiment and play with, and you'll get to see how you can get energized. You can change your mood just with diffusers. When kids are not wanting to get up or you're having a tough time in the morning, I would say peppermint and wild orange are amazing. 2 drops of each, and it gets you energized and ready to go. And at night, lavender and breathe are great. The better you're breathing, the better you're going to sleep. The oxygen is going to spread through your body. You're going to sleep deep. So these are great to just start with, but play around with them. Don't be afraid to mix them, even if they're blends. It's great to mix. Like I've done console and motivate and different things like that. Now, the difference with doTERRA's diffusers, you can buy off of Amazon. I'm not going to say you don't, not to. I do have one in my house that's from Amazon, but doTERRA's do work differently and they do last longer. If something does happen, they will replace them for a certain amount of time, but I've had mine replaced. So let me just explain. The heart of the ultrasonic water diffusers that are doTERRA's, there's a chip in it and it converts the form of energy from one to another. And when the chip turns on, this metal plate vibrates 1.7 million times per second. Okay. And that vibration breaks up the water and helps the essential oils to really mix properly into microparticles so that it can become a gas, right? And then the particles, when they're diffusing, it looks like the fog that comes up from dry ice, and it gets blown by a small fan that's in the diffuser. And these diffusers do not heat the water, and therefore it's not cooking out the therapeutic benefits of the oils, right? It's not changing it. So this is why you want to go with their doTERRA ones. They also will not be heard. They're silent, and because it's just vibrating. And then the particles are so fine that it'll stay longer in the air for hours, and it will kill all the pathogens that it comes in contact with and clean the air. And it also will be absorbed better into your lungs and into your body, and therefore giving you better effects and therapeutic quality for your mind and your body and your spirit. So let me just share some recipes here for you to get started with the diffuser. Immunity is big now, but it's been big forever. So these are 3 different things you can do for immunity, and don't be afraid. You can also just mix all of them. But On Guard and lemon are the key starters. On Guard boosts your immunity, and lemon is going to just naturally detox the gunk. And then Melaleuca is great for immunity. Oregano is a natural antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, and peppermint is great for immunity as well. I also often put these in a veggie cap and like have it as an immune boost for my body when I'm not feeling well. Now, this citrus bliss was my kids' favorite at first. They were 2 teens and one that had just become an adult trying to figure out things. And we went through this so quickly. I was like, guys, I know it's a softer smell, but like, you don't need that many drops, do you? But they were like wearing it. They were carrying it with them they each needed their own bottle because they wanted to carry it to school and to work when they, feeling different ways. And it's just great. So this will give you an instant happy. For respiratory situations and even just as a preventative, these 2 are a great combo. I'm telling you, I have a friend whose husband is a strep carrier. He's a carrier. He will not get rid of it, but their little girls were catching it and getting sick and getting on medicine. And as soon as they get off, they get back on. And the doctor was like, we have to test your family. Somebody must be a carrier for them to have it this often. And that's how they found out it was the dad. But they actually use these every single night on the bottom of their feet and they don't get it. So they didn't know what they were going to do otherwise, but this is great. So you can see it's preventative and it's great for different things. And I went to Utah a couple times and it was the cold season and I wasn't used to that. And it was a learning process, just not for that, but just we were going to learn with a big group and I didn't want to get sick there or get worn down with the snow and all. So I was diffusing this every night and I got great sleep, but it also was boosting my immunity and helping me. So it's great. Now, I did talk about my kids' allergies when we were coming along to shifting our home to natural solutions. And this is what we did. 2 drops of lemon, lavender, and peppermint. And we diffused it by the bedsides at night. Now, my kids did have, except for one, but the other 2 had bigger rooms. So we did actually increase this to 4 each. Just look at when you get a diffuser, look at the size room you're putting it in and then check the square footage that they cover. So yeah, in my living room, I have 2 of the bigger doTERRA ones. And then in my bedrooms, I don't have to have the big ones. So you can just do it that way. And then you might want to put more if it's for a bigger area. To go to sleep, you can use all these different ones. These are great. Balance just is great for stress and just getting it off of you. Lavender is soothing and calming. Serenity was actually a blend made to help with sleep. A lot of people have sleep things, so this was made for that. Breathe, I told you, like when you get the oxygen in your body and open your airways, you sleep better. Bergamot or bergamot, if you're French, is great for sleep as well. It's great for the brain. It really is good for different areas of emotional needs. And then chamomile, Roman chamomile, everybody knows that chamomile is great for sleep. My mom used lavender and balance when she first came to doTERRA because she was on different sleep meds that were giving her stuff she didn't want. And that was her go-to for quite a long time. And what was funny is one time we went to go visit our family in New Orleans and she's like, oh no, I forgot my oils for sleep. And next morning she woke up and I asked how she did sleep. She's like, you know what? I slept fine. And I said, your body has probably adjusted and you don't need this anymore. You're just used to the habit now. So it's quite funny. Oh, also breathe or thyme mixed with breathe. There's some recipes you can look up for people that snore. Yeah, I know my sister-in-law and my aunt, they got a diffuser for both sides so they can stop the snoring. Or you can have one set for snoring and one set for what you want too. But Serenity is the great one for sleep. That's what it was made for. So it does have the lavender in it and the chamomile, as well as vetiver, which is a root and very great for sleep and calming and soothing. And so is Hawaiian sandalwood. There's a few other oils in it as well. But you can use vetiver alone. It wasn't on that list, but it is a go-to for sleep. And at first I didn't like the smell. I thought it smelled too earthy. But when somebody once told me, oh, if you diffuse it, smells totally different. And they're right. It started smelling like caramel or like cookies. It was so good. I loved it. So that's just another hint. If you don't like something at first, hang on. Use it on your feet, somewhere you won't smell it, or put it in a capsule and take it that way. But your senses will change as your body shifts and you heal. I used to not be able to use deep blue topically ever, and I used to hate blue tansy, and now those two are like my favorites. Okay, so your body will change. On the other hand, I have a little add to your wish list. When you're getting started, you start learning about different things and you create your loyalty order so that you can get rewards, and you want to keep a list somewhere. I had a list, and then as I would go to different classes, I'd be like, oh, I want that. And then I'd write not only the name, but why you're ordering it, because you'll forget later, why did I want to get that? And sometimes when it came time to place my order, I would look and I'd go, oh, I wanted this, but you know what? I'll get that later because Dylan needs this, or I need that, or whatever. So keep a running wish list. It helps you know and add to your order, especially if you're trying to get like the free oil. It's a good thing to do. So let's talk about touching and applying them to the body, right? Just the human touch. When you apply something, endorphins are released that help with either pain or changing and elevating your mood just by touch. So it's a great way to help your loved ones. So let's talk about dilution and some safety tips and how to make a roller bottle. So dilution, remember I said it doesn't mean that you're making it any weaker, right? But we want to do this anytime that we're working with infants, babies, young toddler children, or elderly, and especially animals, okay? And then anytime you're using what we call hot oils, neat, when you see that in the book, neat means you're not diluting it. And then the hot oils, so that would be like On Guard, clove, peppermint, deep blue, oregano, cinnamon. Some people can use straight up peppermint and it doesn't bother them. And then I've even seen my friends put it on their babies and baby was fine. But in general, these are the ones that you want to dilute just to be safe. And if you ever get it in a sensitive area, okay, don't don't flush it with water like you typically do with everything else. It will intensify it, okay? So just get your coconut oil, and the moment it touches, like I wear contacts, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten different things in my eye and don't let the air, even the air hitting it burns, okay? And then as soon as I get the coconut in, it just stops. Relief immediately. So they do sell the pump Just so you know, there's the pump if you want to get that. And you can put a couple of pumps in your hand or a pump in your hand and then add the drops and then put it on your baby or the elderly or your dog, okay? I just told you about neat. Which one is more effective? Now, Dr. Hill says always, always use coconut oil. And I'm going to tell you why, okay? Um, so when you see here, um, the left one is no coconut oil, and you can see they're all, just evaporating, right? And if you look at the cells, you don't see them really absorbing any. On the right, you see the coconut oil is holding the molecules there longer, and you can see it's actually absorbing into the cells, right? So it's going to help it absorb better. It's going to make it last longer by keeping it there, and it's going to actually drive it into the cells. So, and again, we can only absorb so much. So if it says 2 to 3 drops, that's all you need to do, because at a certain point, the therapeutic rate stops. So you're just wasting it because your body can't absorb it. It's just going to flush it out. Now, 3 reasons to dilute. I already talked about sensitive skin with hot oils, but we want to save money, right? This will help you stretch your oils. If it says 1 drop per serving and your or per application, whatever you're using it for, it's gonna stretch it and make it last longer, so you don't have to use it as often, and just gonna make it last your money last. And then it's also not only saving money, but lasting for the tissues, like I just talked about, right? And the topical use is going to be great when you have muscles and achy joints, and also skin irritations. Like if you have an abrasion or scratch, go ahead and use the coconut oil and stuff then as well. Okay. And the lotion is great too. You can use it instead, and use it however you want. Even if you just want some lotion on your hands, you can send it however you want. So you might want to add those to your wish list. Now, this is the big no-nos, not in the eyes. Obviously, I just told you it burns, but it won't kill you. I mean, I've gotten it on my contacts, but not in your ear canal and not up the nose. Now, I will say for an ENT I learned from, you can put lemon and tea tree, but you're adding the salt packet to it so that it's breaking up for the right dosage for your nose, and it will help with like sinus infections and such. Now write down the reasons why you started with doTERRA and what you were wanting to address. And then take a few minutes and look it up in the book and see the other things that you might not have yet. And get with the person that, is helping you. And we might just be addressing one at first, right? We might be saying, oh, sleep or this pain, topically and stuff. And then later we'll address the deeper problems with the pain and the sleep. And we'll keep on working on things. Now, a steaming mug is an easy, great thing to do. So you drop these oils, lemon, peppermint, tea tree, and oregano, into a cup, and you just breathe it in, right? You can even put like a little tent, like a little towel over your head, and breathe it in when you're not feeling good. And do this a couple times, and it'll help your lungs. I had a lung infection one time, or congestion or a cold. And I wrote on here what this is doing. So the lemon is breaking up the mucus. The peppermint is opening up all the vessels in the vascular system. The tea tree is helping that biofilm that holds the virus there. It's breaking it away so it doesn't linger. And then the oregano is killing the virus, fungus, and bacteria. Now for ear infections, now this has been a problem with several people I've helped, and they were always having chronic ear infections, and this stopped it really quickly for them. So 2 drops of basil, lavender, and melaleuca, and put it on the back of the ear, on that little bone, the little canal, and then rub it on the front and just set it in the ear. And as long as you can get them to lay down, if they go to sleep, great, or if you get them to watch TV, awesome, and it will go away if you can get them to sleep with it like that. Now, for a tip for safety, any of the citrus oils are photosensitive, which means they react to the sun. So don't put them on and leave your skin uncovered and then go out fishing or on a boat or to the beach or something like that, And then if you look at this list on the right, you'll also see that you might forget, but some of the citrus oils are in the blends as well. And so I put them on there for you to come and look at, because you want to take note of that. Some people like to wear, I used to wear Cheer as a perfume, and occasionally I'll go back to that too. I still like the smell, but like in tune or something, you don't want to have it on at school and then go to the beach or something with your kids, right? All right. And then the other thing would be dilution. I wanted to break it down for you even further because some books will say, 1%, 2%, and what does that mean? So here's a picture with like, your infants and your babies, and then maybe young children and the elderly, the teens and adults, and then your dogs or animals. And I do work with some vets and stuff and have learned from vets. And yeah, cats, dogs, horses. My friend has chickens, birds. There's all kinds of things, right? So there's another thing you might want to add to your wish list is the roller bottle. And this little chart is saying the 0.5% would be 1 drop for a 10 mil, or and 3 drops is 1%, 6 drops is 2% for the toddlers. And then over here, this also helps. So for making a roller 2 years and under, like you wouldn't put more than a fourth of the bottle filled with essential oils. In 2 to 6 years, you wouldn't put more than a third, and so forth, right? And then for the handful, I think you get 6 or so. It's $4.75 wholesale. So add that to your wish list. It's something that people often forget. Now here's some recipes, right, that we can do. So for head tension, this is what I was doing with my son. 3 to 5 drops in a 10 ml of each of these will be great. We had to do all 3 for him, but other people have just used deep blue or, peppermint and frankincense. Another good thing to do from time to time would be a gentle bath detox. And you can put a couple of these drops in the bath, but you need to put it with the Epsom salt first. Or you could put it with like coconut oil. I know that a lot of moms, coconut milk, because that way it'll mix in the water, right? Oils and water don't mix. So this is how you get it to not just sit on top of the water and have, a therapeutic benefit for you. Now, we're just trying to get them into our life, but some other ideas is bring it when you go get a massage or rub your kids back when they're going to bed and, help them connect, and they will start seeing what you do and, know how to use them. Let them choose. There's the kids line. I know a lot of parents will leave them out for them to choose what they need, and they will start recognizing the color of the label, even if they can't read, and knowing what's for their tummy and what's for different things. The other thing is for dental work. Clove is really great, and you can even use it for toddlers that are teething. Just put it on a Q-tip, and wherever you touch will be the only part that gets numb. It's not like Orajel, your whole mouth and gross. But when I got the dental work done, I did it on the inside and it was still hurting. And somebody said, did you try the outside? So these muscles and everything. And when I did that, it just stopped. So just wanted to point that out. So let's talk about internal use and working from the inside out, right? Now, if you've probably eaten salad dressing or chewed gum or had mouthwash, well, essential oils were in that, okay? It's been used for years and years. But I will say for internal use, especially, I only trust doTERRA. A lot of others you'll hear, they cannot be used internally. So you can add them to your water. You can put them in a veggie cap if you don't like the taste, but you want the benefits. Or you can buy it. Some already come made in a soft gel. And the other trick I like to do is drop it under my tongue and then drink some water. And I don't like the flavor of Slim and Sassy in my water, but I do like the energy that it gives me sometimes and other benefits too, like not wanting to munch all day. So I'll drop it under my tongue and then I'll hurry up and don't breathe in because it'll activate that peppermint, but drink the water. And then it has a nice, refreshing taste, and it's not as overwhelming as it is in the water for me. These are also the amounts that you would want to take internally. So for adults in a capsule, you might do 2 to 4 drops under your tongue, 1 to 3, or topically 3 to 6, right? And for the max, that's the max you would do throughout the day. And then you'll see the amounts for the children as well. Aromatically, you don't have to worry about, all right? And under a tongue, you're not really going to do that with a child. Now, if they're, older, if they're like 5 or 7. You could add it to their water or something. But for the most part, it's going to be topical, and you could do it internal. You could put it in some food or something for them. Or kids take pills, so you could do that as well. Don't be afraid. Start playing with your oils and, put them in your water. I will say make sure that you're using like the steel bottles or glass, okay? Because the lemon will break down plastics, okay? Unless you're just going to drink it really quickly and not have it sit hours and hours, okay? So here's another thing you can just, this question comes up about how many are in each one, right? Sometimes, like right now, DDR Prime, the pills aren't available right now. COVID has stopped some like the plastic bottles being made and shipped. It's like they're made and then they can't get them. So if you had the DDR Prime oil, then you could get a veggie cap, and this is the dosage. 4 drops are in that. So people like to look at this and be able to do it, right? Same thing with Copaiba. Serenity is not the same as the oil, however, okay? And now this is another trick. Now you see the tri-ease, right? I used to do that for my kids, but it's easier to do it this way. And some people, I even know, like, they're just like, I'm not going to make, I'll say, sometimes people want to get, digestin, and then they can make their own capsules with it. And they're like, no, I'll buy both. I want the easy way. I don't want to have to make any capsules. So it's just up to the people what they prefer. But like for me, the Slim and Sassy capsules, they have 5 drops in there. I like to make my own and actually only do 2 or 3. So it's up to you. And if you didn't know, people ask about the beadlets. It's not even a full drop in the beadlet. It's a quarter. So pretty cool information there. Here is what we did with that diffuser, right? We did the lavender, lemon, and peppermint, but you might want to add that tri-ease to your list if you deal with like the seasonal things. And don't be afraid. Veggie caps are very easy to make, and I usually try to get people to do it right away in a class just to let them experience it and know how simple it is and that you don't taste it. But for immunity, remember I said I often do this in a capsule. So 2 drops of On Guard, frankincense, oregano, lemon, and peppermint. You can do tea tree. You just don't want to do it often, very often, but you can do that as well. So I've done either or. Now, people do not know, but you can make your own suppository, which is a lot better. Trust me, like I had this issue with my son when he was little. So you can do this, and just 1 drop of digestin or cardamom and lavender, and then put some FCO in there, and then put some FCO on the outside too, right? Works great. This bottle of veggie caps has 160 in there. I mean, it has lasted me a couple of years, maybe even 3 years, because you're not really doing it all the time, just when you get sick or something. And I mean, I still do it pretty often for other things. And, this time, sometimes beginning of the year, I'm recording this in January. A lot of people want to make resolutions, and weight seems to be the thing. So we'll do the skinny jeans blend, which is 2 drops of turmeric and yarrow palm, pink pepper, frankincense, and black pepper. And, we were doing it every day. We were doing it twice a day. So I still did that. And then, this still lasted me years. So it's only $4, very much worth it to add to your wish list. If you didn't know, there's some On Guard drops. There's some Breathe drops. There's ginger drops. You can add them. And this is great. It's great for a nasal drip or sore throat when you have to speak a lot. It's also just going to boost your immune system. Sometimes I would take 1 Breathe and 1 On Guard and put them in each cheek and rest my body that way. So, and then the ultimate, product for internal use to help improve your digestion, your blood pressure, your pain and inflammation response, and get relief, have better sleep and more energy, have better mood management, help with hormone regulation and brain fog and concentration. And just sometimes when you have body aches, that comes up, it's going to be the lifelong vitality that I talked about. So if you want to feel awesome, I suggest grabbing this. It's $168 retail, but if you buy it together, It's $79.50 in the kit. Those are the prices of them individually that I put right above it and below it, just to show you what you're actually saving when you buy them together. This is a little bit in case you missed before. What is in it. It's a whole food multivitamin and mineral for the VMZ. And then for the alpha CRS, it is an antioxidant. It helps with cellular energy, helps repair cells, and helps them to behave and act properly. And it helps with longevity. The Z omega is omega-3, 6, and 9. And it also has 9 essential oils in it. And it's both plant and animal omega. There is a vegan set of this if you want that, but these are going to help with DNA protection, helps the eye, brain, and nervous system, great for your liver function. And I already mentioned the other ones, but stress management is great too, and cardiovascular. Just to go into a store and buy all the things that are the ingredients to get the equivalent, you would spend over $250. And I do have an elderly couple, and they were like, we spend way more than that. And they were just like chucking it in the garbage. They were like, I feel so great with these. So I thought that was hilarious, but it was a testimony that what I was saying is true. So remember to review which areas are your goals, right? So if you came for just to be healthy in general with a foundation, or rest and stress, or toxic load, look at the ones that are underneath this and circle the ones that you don't have yet. And then we're going to be talking about all of these in different classes to come. So make sure that you're getting out your little live book or writing this down and taking a checklist of it. So the foundations are going to be the lifelong vitality. Terrazyme is going to be key. Enzymes are needed throughout your body for better functioning. It's going to help with the joints and tissues, the connective tissues in your body. PB Assist, we all need a great probiotic. This one is a capsule inside of a capsule that is a thick coat that actually is enteric, so it'll get into the intestines where you need it, where most do not survive the stomach or the beginning of the intestines. And then lemon and frankincense, I would do those every day. Those are key to cellular health and functioning of your organs. So make sure that you have your supplements and that you're adding them into your life and making it daily, but start slowly. The regular dose is 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon or evening. I would start with just doing 1 of each and then go up to half. And, every couple of days, just going up and let your body adjust, because your body really isn't used to getting the full nutrients that it needs. So we would do that. I do say breakfast and lunch. Sometimes people will find they get more energy from this, and then they have a hard time going to sleep if they take it too late. So remember I said keep it around where you need it. I do have a little container that I put in my purse that has them in case I'm out. I can go ahead and have them with me at lunches or stuff like that. I did say don't put them in your cupboards when you're not used to this and it's not your routine. I've been doing this for years now, and it's still out on our counters, as you saw. So, and keep at it. The longer you start taking this, the more your body's going to change and you start feeling the maximum results from this, right? The first month you might see something, but the second and third, you'll see more. And I promise, even after a year, you're feeling a lot. I can tell now if I miss it. I do start to feel achy, or I don't have as much energy and I'm dragging and things like that. So for stress and rest, you do want to do lifelong vitality, but I would add like balance, frankincense, lavender, serenity, get good sleep to help with that, and adaptive. The soft gels are going to be great. They have GABA in it and scirillum root to start helping your brain. And the oils work differently through a different system in your body. I also would say there is the mind and mood kit. This, it changes every month for 3 months, and it's only $75, but it'll walk you through the balance and all these different things so that you have a collection of things to help with that. Topical, we want to go ahead and make sure that we're using it when we have some localized things going on, and add that pump it's $2.25. Then exercise and weight. That lifelong vitality is going to be there for everything, you guys. It's just the foundation to everything. But slim and sassy, obviously, there's the gum. If you didn't know, I love the gum. Absolutely love it. There's the oil, like we mentioned. You can diffuse it. It will actually curb appetites and stop the munchies, even in office settings. You can rub it on to help with breaking down stuff, and you can take the soft gels. Copaiba is going to be great as well. And then turmeric, you would probably want to get that in there as well. And then use that deep blue, right? For reducing toxic load, I mean, use a diffuser instead of candles. They are toxic and don't have sprays, obviously. The On Guard concentrate makes a lot of bottles. We'll talk about that later. But it's great for cleaning all sorts of things. Floors and counters and toilets and dishes. It's just different dilution based on what you're using. And you could add other oils too. We'll have some more of that in another class. The laundry detergents, toothpaste, the spa products are amazing. The skincare line is fantastic. So here's just some recipes in general. So for a bathroom cleaner, see, it's just 2 tablespoons of the concentrate, but you can add like cassia, which is cinnamon smelling, or 20 drops of citrus bliss, and add those and fill the rest with water. It smells great. Windows and mirrors. So a lot of people will use vinegar and alcohol, but add some lemon to that. It'll really go far. And then the all-purpose spray for like your counters and everything, you want to do 2 tablespoons of the concentrate, but then add some more On Guard and peppermint. And then your kitchen cleaner, you can also do citronella. A lot of people like that in the peppermint instead. And then for fruit and veggies, it's great to do as well with the concentrate, and then put a little bit of vinegar and then add lemon, and that's going to be great. So if you have not ordered yet, the one thing that we like to talk about is getting the most bang for your buck. So you will log in, you will need your ID, which doTERRA emailed you, and then your password. So log in, and then it's going to ask you if you want to order by either a standard order or a loyalty order. So let me show you the perks of being on the loyalty ordering system. You know, you don't have to spend any kind of amount. If you're not doing the loyalty, you order when you want. If you're doing the loyalty, it's showing that you're loyal by ordering something every month, right? But you just have to spend $1, just buy one thing, and that's okay. That'll keep your loyalty. If you order at least 50 points, and it'll show you the price and the points are right next to it. Every time that you order 50, it ticks it off in the system, and then it moves you along every time that you do that. So for the first order, as soon as you set it up, you're going to get 10% back on top of the 25% off that you always get. You're going to get 10% back, and it's just going to hold it in a little account for you, like your little checking account, and you just use it on you when you want on different products. It racks up really quickly. So in the first couple months, you'll start being able to get oils and stuff for free. After the 3rd month, you'll move up to 15%. And then another 3 months, you'll go to 20%. Another 3 months, 25%. And then when you go to renew, it'll ask you if you want to renew, and then it puts you at 30, and you'll stay at 30%. 30% on top of 25% is 55%. And I don't know that any other company could do more than that. Even 50%, you know, is pretty great all the time, every time you order. Now, if you want to share and earn for sharing, you are going to do 100 every month. And that really isn't that difficult, especially if you're using the things in your home that are, you know, toothpaste and shampoo and stuff like that you're already buying at stores. You just buy the healthier ones here, right? That help our immune system and stuff. And then anytime you do 125, doTERRA gives you a free oil, and they switch it out every month. So it's like the oil of the month club. And you get, sometimes this past year, we got ones that you cannot buy or are not available in this country. So in other countries, they do have ones that are more available to them because it's sourced there. But we even had ones that are in blends like Ravensara or Palmarosa, and we can't buy those. So they just did it as a special. They bottled up a whole bunch and said, well, this month, whoever, does 125, we'll give them that and they'll learn how to use it. So it's pretty fun to learn and get special perks like that. So you'll create a new LRP. It'll ask you what date you always want it to come on. And if ever you need something, you can always hit process now and get it right then and there. And then it will just move you to the next month. So pick a date. You want to do it before the 15th if you want to try to get that free oil. They only do it up to the 15th. And then you just go and you add new items. So you could just type it in that search bar. If you know you want peppermint, type pep, and it'll pull it up for you. Always after you set it up, click edit. Don't create the next one. Sometimes I'll create another one if I'm just getting a couple items and don't want to mess up my regular order. And then I just go in and delete it right away. And that's fine too. So if you're not sure if you want to do this, it's like earning frequent flyer miles. If you like to have the rewards card when you go to the grocery store, you probably want to do this. If you think you're going to use supplements all the time and you're going to get used to being, healthier, and you're going to purchase at least one item a month, you might as well do this so that every time you happen to do over 50, it'll slowly bump you up and you'll get more back. And if you want to watch your points rank up in the bank and redeem it, like I get the whole facial kit stuff for free, and even expensive oils like rose. It's 200 something. I got that for free, and I still have like almost 200 in my account. So it racks up really quickly, especially after the first year, but even the first couple months, you'll see that earn quickly. So this is how it ranks up again. Like I said, you can just order toothpaste and be considered, active. So this was what it was for the 15th of this month, and we actually got an ornament with it. And don't forget your wish list. So think about what you want. You'll wind up finding different things like veggie caps or the rollers, different things that you'll be able to use. Oh, you can buy the stickers as well. And just some tips. You'll set it before the 15th, and then just don't have to panic. They will send you an email 2 days before to remind you that it's going to process. So then you can go in and change it. I tell my people, and this is a tip you can use if I haven't told you in person, you can I tell people set a reminder on your calendar 5 days before that it'll alert you that your doTERRA order is going to go. Because if it's 2 days and you're out of town on a trip, you for like a 4-day weekend or something, you might forget. But if it's 5 days, you usually will catch it. That's a safety. So you can do that. Order what you want, just like you would have spent on Amazon or Target, and then get points and money in your house. Target never gave me anything, right? And then never order below 50 if you want to advance with your savings. And then process now whenever you need to. This is an example. If you want to get started and you don't have your vitamins and want to try it, this is just how to get your free oil of the month. You can get the vitamins and the toothpaste, add the copaiba, and then balance and wild orange. Wild orange is great for emotions and this is a smart oil. It works if you need energy, it picks you up, but also wild orange can calm your mind when you need to get rest. So it's smart and it knows which one you're needing and works for you that way. Oh, and usually for oils, it's $1 per, it's equal. So you see the 21 for balance and you get 21 points. For the other things like the vitamins and toothpaste, it's the packaging that costs different. The bottles, the plastic stuff comes from another place. doTERRA doesn't make their bottles and stuff. So that's the difference. That's all. So I'm always going to go into a little bit of another learning, whether it's the business or just to help. So I'm going to do that real quick. We talked about the LRP, so that's what this lesson is about. It's really short. I've already done it, but just that, you learn that you get a bonus for continuing down your health journey. You get to earn money and just keep it there and use it however you want. So if you want to learn how to build, I would suggest going to the dailymentorcalls.com. This is Elise Sedeby. She is ranked very high in doTERRA, the only person that has built it that well. And so she has gotten her and other leaders. She really just puts you through little day by day steps of how to build. And it's proven, like, she's worked with thousands of people and used what she found worked best. So that's what I would suggest. And when you share doTERRA products, you bring hope to families and wellness to people that you love in your community and ultimately the world. So selling doTERRA is about service, and one drop at a time, one person at a time, we're serving the world with wellness solutions. That's from one of the owners, Greg Cook. So that is it for today, and I hope you have learned and enjoyed, and hope to see you in the next class. Have a good one.